What is up, everyone? Today on this video, we're talking about why I dropped out of college, the pros and cons of formal versus informal education, and what you need to know when you're making your decision about really just education in general. So, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Katie. I'm the lovely owner of this channel and love it, absolutely love it that you're here. If you are new, totally hit that subscribe button because we talk all things YouTubers, content creators, inspiring information, tips, strategies, everything that you need to know about making purposeful decisions moving forward. So I'm super happy that you're here. Sorry I'm a little late, and I'm super hyped to get into this topic with you. So, oh man, college is something I have a very strong opinion about when it came to my experience. And I want to preface everything that I say with the fact that you get to choose. Like, whatever you decide when it comes to college and education, you get to choose for yourself. And that should feel exciting. If you have people in your life that are trying to make decisions for you, you have to make these choices for yourself, because if you don't, you're going to be resentful, you're going to be upset, and you're always going to wonder, what if I had done that thing? So, the most important thing that you need to know moving forward is whatever choice you make, it needs to be your own, and it's a choice you make. So, move on instead of getting stuck in the past. So, I dropped out of college for many reasons, but you really can't understand why I did. Brendan, woohoo! I dropped out of college more because I did not feel it was useful for what I went into. Honestly, I went into a film degree, and I was like, at the end of high school going into a film degree, I had learned more in middle school and high school from just doing like video projects for school than I did in my own classes. And I remember my teacher saying, "You all should be dreaming and heading towards Hollywood." And I wasn't dreaming about Hollywood at all. I was not dreaming about Hollywood. And so I showed up in these classes and I was learning like how to push paperwork, and not so much about like the actual like skill sets and strategies that I wanted to show up and learn. And so I lost the vision. I lost really the value. I didn't really see the value in it. And I continued to go for another several semesters. I was just kind of going because, honestly, I mean, to be super honest with you, I think there's like the college kid in every one of us that just wants to experience something different, and we want to pursue something that we feel is going to be important to us, that is going to be valuable to us, that other people are going to look at us and say, they did that thing. They did that thing. And that Phi Theta Kappa pin that I had hanging around with me, and everybody was like, oh my goodness, like, yay, like 4.0s in the class, top of the class. You know what? I still to this day do not know where that Phi Theta Kappa pin is. I think it's the bottom of a box somewhere, because at the really like the crux of my experience in college, I was doing all of the things everybody told me to do, but it wasn't making me happy, and it wasn't fulfilling what I felt needed to be fulfilled. So I ended up dropping out of college like a semester before I graduated from my associate's degree. Basically, it was like an associate's to transfer to a 4-year college. And so it was basically worthless. But the last class I took was a computer class. We did software, hardware, and it opened my eyes to realize, you know what, there are so many things I love in this world. There's so many skills and strategies that I love tinkering and experimenting with in this world. And college is going to be far too restrictive for me. I'm also very much of a hands-on, like, let's do this, let's make it happen, very motivated, very like I jump, I get in there and I just do it. So my personality meant that I could learn independently. Now, what I don't want you to hear when you're listening to this is education is bad. I do not want you to hear that, because the reality is I educate myself now far more than I ever did in grade school, in high school, and in college. I love education. I feel it is so powerful. It is what you need to grow. And we are constantly educating ourselves. We are constantly needing to be educated. It is necessary for us to grow, be skilled, be valuable in the world. And it's so amazing when you actually show up for yourself in that way. So, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that education is bad. But today we're really talking about formal education versus informal education. In other words, are you going to a college or a private school to learn to like further your education? Or Are you creating a space where you are being educated? Are you creating your own space where you are being educated? Now, for me, creating my own space every single day, getting into some business coaching was very important for me. Showing up in courses, taking online classes, being around mentors and people that are smarter than me is huge. I create my own educational system. However, I know many people, I have a huge family. All of us have different needs when it comes to education. And so some of us have careers and skill sets and things that we're pursuing that are very, very aligned with formal education. I know my brother is a teacher. He's a grade school teacher. So guess what? He gets to show up in his classes and learn, and they do things that are hands-on. They help him actually be in the classes. It's a great fit for him. For me, as an entrepreneur and as someone who didn't want to be stuck down to one particular career and one particular skill set, I didn't like that. I was not a fan. I was not a fan of being restricted to one thing. So this is something for you to keep in mind when you are trying to decide what you want to do. I am not going to assume that every single person here is only like in high school, like getting into college. The fact is, so many people jump into college and jump into furthering their education later on in life, in their 40s and their 50s. I remember my music teacher was a professor at a college, and she would do night classes with adults who had, kids. And that's when they could do their education, and they were pursuing it and jumping in and saying, this is valuable, this is important to me. So I'm not going to assume that everybody here is a certain age. The reality is, if you're watching this, maybe you're thinking about, what do I need to do to educate myself? What do I need to do? And what is it going to look like for me? The flexibility in this world is that there are so many different ways to educate yourself. There is not one system, there's not one way. And this is where like I could go on a rant for forever, because the reality is I had a very bad experience with the traditional educational system, particularly in college. I just had a real problem with all of my professors and teachers telling me there was only one path, there was only one way, and if you weren't headed for that, you weren't in the right spot. I suppose, in a way, them telling me that was helping me, because it made me realize this is not what I want and this is not the only thing. But that wasn't easy for me to feel that way. I remember sitting on I remember sitting with my mom on her bed and just crying and being really upset and really sad and saying, I don't know what to do next. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like feeling like I'm helpless, like I don't have direction. I want to jump into something. I want to have structure. Because to be honest, I did well at college. I did good at college. I got 4.0s in my classes. My teachers loved me. I interacted. I asked questions. I did well on my assignments. I did good at college. But just because you do well at a system doesn't mean it's actually giving you value and pushing you towards the person you get to become. So, as you are making a decision and as you are looking at formal versus informal education, I want you to think about who you want to be, and if that looks, traditional, if that looks like, I want to be a doctor. I know I want to be a doctor. If you're the type of person that's like, Katie, I don't really know what I want to be when I grow up. And maybe you're like 60 years old and you're still saying, Katie, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. That is one of the most beautiful things you can ever say, because reality is we are constantly educating ourselves and we constantly get to make choices and go in different directions. I feel that freedom being an entrepreneur and controlling my own education. I feel that freedom and excitement because I get to show up every single day in the way that is in alignment with my values and the things that are important to me and the things that I want to pursue. And so that's really important to me, to have that flexibility, to have that customization. That's really, really important to me. And we've got Frank that says, hi, I think that it depends on each person. All of us have different skills to learn. So I think it should be evaluated one by one. Mexico City, hello. I could not agree with you more. And that's really the essence of this. You get to make your own choice. This is my experience. And my family members and my sibs and my friends all have different personalities and different needs. And they're going into different careers. They all get to make their own choice. So when I was younger, I really had a serious problem with the system because I had a bad experience. But as I grew up and interacted with other people, I realized, you know what? It's not so much about one or the other. It's about choosing what's right for you. It's about choosing what's right for you. So if you're the type of person like me where you're like, oh, like I can't see myself sticking to one career path. Oh, I can't see myself really like being only one person, wearing only one hat, then you know what? Maybe you need to take some time to play, experiment, and figure out what you really like. This is probably one of the most important tips, important points that I can ever make for you right now. When I was in high school, I was busy. I was doing everything. I had a mentor who was teaching me live audio production. In fact, he was really teaching me live everything. In my church, literally, I was doing tech all week long. Every single Sunday, I was doing audio production, I was doing projection, I was doing camera work, I was doing stage, like I was like linking everything up. I was doing all the work because I wanted to learn, because I wanted to jump in. I was doing stage management when I was in high school. I was doing artwork, I was doing production, I was doing filmmaking, I was doing everything I could get my hands on because I wanted to learn what I loved and what I didn't love. And so many people are looking around in the world and saying, it's not fair. I don't really know what I want to do. My question for you is, have you actually jumped in? Have you actually jumped in and said, let me play and figure out what I like? Let me play and figure out what I actually enjoy. Have you taken the time to let go of the results for the future and just jump in to who you get to be right now? And we're doing a 5-day YouTube content consistency challenge right now that I am training, which is like a huge reason why I am jumping full into YouTube and will be in the future. You're going to see a lot more content from me. Um, and seeing everybody kind of like this kind of moment of unlock where they're like, "Oh my goodness, this is a platform that I don't just get to say I'm going to do it or I want to do it. I am saying I am doing it. Jumping in and taking action is huge. So it's so exciting to see that actually happen because that's how I felt when I jumped into YouTube. What does this have to do about YouTube? What does this have to do about being an entrepreneur? Well, it has to do with who you want to be. You deciding what path of education really has to do with who you want to be, what you want to do in life, who you want to impact, what you get to be. And the final thing I will say to this is listen, you make a choice, you get to change. You get to choose. You get to figure it out. Going down one path is not going to ruin your life forever. My brother and I talk about this all the time as like the coaches in the family. He's a sports coach and I'm a business like content creator, YouTuber coach. And we talk about this all the time because people get debilitated by thinking that there is only one path to success. There's only one path to happiness. But the reality is every single choice you make, you're going to learn something from that. Every single path of education, you are going to learn something from that experience. And that is powerful, that is freeing, that is exciting, that gives you peace and joy. And that is what I want you to know as you watch this video. And as we close, I just want you to know, like, comment down below and tell me what kind of person you are. What do you like? Who do you envision yourself in 5 years? Some of you are like, Katie, that's 90 days. Like I'm planning, I'm ambitious, I'm showing up. Like whatever it is. I want to know who you are. I want to know what you love and what really gets you fired up. So comment in the chat down below if you're watching this after. No, flipped. Comment in the comments down below if you're watching this after. And if you're live with us right now, then comment in the chat to your right. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here because I want to make this short and simple and basic, but I hope you got some value out of this, of just getting some perspective, of understanding who you are, how you think, how you work, what gets you fired up. Like be in tune with who you are and don't let other people get stuck. Don't let other people get stuck and make you stuck. When I started YouTube, I had a lot of people who said, "YouTube? Like, why are you doing that? Like, that seems weird." And those were the people that are like, I didn't do much of anything with my life. I didn't jump out there and do crazy big things. They're the people that are holding you back. So, this is a choice you get to make for your life, and you get to make it anytime you want. If you're 40, 50, 60, 70 years old right now and you're watching this, you get to still educate yourself constantly. And so what I've learned through going down paths and different paths of education is that educating yourself is the most important thing you can do to grow, to learn, and to figure out what you actually love and what you want to do. So I hope you all have an awesome, awesome, fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow. And if you want to sign up for that challenge, if you want to sign up for our 5-day YouTube content consistency challenge, mouthful, Then go in the description down below and the link is right there. You can RSVP for it. We'll get you in the group. We'll get you started. We're currently on day 2, which is awesome. But that content will be up all the time. So you can actually walk yourself through the challenge as well as catching up with us where we're at right now. So I hope you all have an awesome, awesome day. Like this, subscribe, share with your friends, comment down below, give me some love. Let me know that this was valuable for you and tell me in the future what kind of content you want to see from me because I'm gearing up with content and super hyped that you are here and get to join me. So I hope you have an awesome, awesome Tuesday and I will see you later.